Tarzan. The Legend of Tarzan is the newest retelling of the classic tale Tarzan, as we all love and know, and, you know, whatever. Alright, I'm just going to go out and say this movie. I'm going to keep it really short. I didn't like this movie. I thought this movie was pretty boring. Nothing really happens. Nothing, like, great happens in this movie. It doesn't really even feel like a Tarzan movie. Okay, so in this film, Tarzan, you know, has left the jungle. He's a Clayton now, and essentially he's a sophisticated man, and now he has to go back because there's, like, these tribes disagreeing with each other. And so Christoph Waltz wants to get diamonds. I don't really understand the plot of this movie, honestly. I sat there for probably 2 hours trying to grasp what was going on. And you know what? I don't even care. I just want to say this movie's just alright. Like, everything in this film is just alright. And because we've seen so much better. We've seen better CGI this year alone with The Jungle Book. We've seen better performances from some of our main stars, like Christoph Waltz and Samuel L. Jackson in Tarantino's latest film, The Hateful Eight. And I know that wasn't this year, but it was December of last year, so it's pretty close, and it's still, like, resonating in my head. Everyone is just alright, like, and it's not the film or the director's fault. I just find, like, it's the story. Like, it's not that interesting. But to be fair, I'm not that interested in Tarzan to begin with. Like the animated one with Phil Collins on the soundtrack. So that's it, really. I mean, besides when I was a kid, I have almost no memory of Tarzan. So this film to me I had no expectations, and I wasn't excited whatsoever. But if you are a Tarzan fan, you might actually really enjoy this movie. I don't know a lot about the source material besides the origin story, and since this is barely an origin story, there are flashbacks to it, and you want to see that origin story. That's probably the most interesting parts of this film, is when Tarzan is being Tarzan in those origin points. The problem is, there's probably only about, like, 8 minutes worth of scenes from that. So you really wish that you got that experience, because he doesn't feel like Tarzan at all in this movie. He feels like just some guy wandering around the jungle up until the very end of the movie. So it doesn't really even feel like Tarzan. It just feels like a boring movie. I'm sorry if I'm hating on this movie. I watched Swiss Army Man last night. I'm still in love with that film. So it sucked that this had to be the next film that I saw after that. It's an alright movie. And, you know, I don't even know if I recommend one watch, because this is a very skippable film. You can probably just skip this movie altogether and really not feel like you lost anything. Except for time. You did lose time if you watch this movie. But I can't give this movie a too low of a score, because the actors are really good. They're just not given a lot to do. The directing in this film is really good. It's just not given enough to do. The CGI is, you know, it's alright, but the problem is we've seen better CGI this year. It's just, everything that this film is doing is just so subpar. And we've gotten so much better earlier in this year in the same fields. But The Legend of Tarzan it's alright. You're probably going to forget about it. I'm going to forget about it. What can you do? I'm going to give The Legend of Tarzan 4. He barely swung from any vines in this movie. Out of 10. And if you like my reviews and you want to see more, click like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what I should review next. And as always, a review from Ryan J. will brighten your day.